Hi folks, this is your NWIS Planning Outlook with the details towards the weekend and beyond. Starting off with a look at the temperatures in relation to the seasonal averages, and Scotland will be on the cooler side of average through the next 5 days ahead. England and Wales nearer to average or even a bit warmer than average in more southern regions, feeling somewhat more humid here. The dividing line is essentially going to be a slow-moving frontal zone that will bring the risk of some persistent and heavy rainfall at times through the later part of this week. The hotter conditions we had at the start of September now further away across Central and Eastern Europe. A fine and rather chilly start to Wednesday with high pressure over us, but low pressure is moving in from the Atlantic with rain developing and strengthening winds, gales as we go into Wednesday evening and night. Running that sequence through Wednesday afternoon and evening, and that rain turning up then across those western coastal mountains in Scotland, and that pushing inland and becoming more persistent later in the afternoon and towards evening time, and all of that rain spilling further onto Irish Sea coastal areas as well, and further inland across the Highlands through into the night. Heavy rainfall then sweeps through over a few hours. Some showery conditions follow into western Scotland, and as we go on in 3-hour time steps here into the start of Thursday, you can see how that main body of rain has gone, with a further trailing front across England and Wales. That could come back in as another heavier feature of rain moving back in across Wales from the southwest during Thursday. For Scotland, it will be showery in the west, drier in the east, with low pressure centred towards the north. That low is looking quite an active feature, and the risk of gales across many mountains across the Highlands through Thursday daytime. Strongest in the north, really challenging conditions then expected across those northern tops. Lower wind speeds further south across England and Wales, but we do have that risk of rain along that trailing frontal zone. Cool conditions across most regions. We're in that westerly airflow then on Thursday. Quite a bit of uncertainty exactly where that frontal zone moves as we go into Friday and Saturday. Friday sees it push further northwards back into Scotland. It may not get all the way across the Highlands. It could get stuck somewhere across more central and southern regions in Scotland, so northern parts may escape with a largely dry day. England and Wales not immune from that front being still around. It may push north and clear, but there may still be some areas of drizzle and low cloud and quite a humid atmosphere across this part of the world. The Highlands somewhat cooler. Wind speeds looking lighter for all by this stage. A pretty uncertain picture as well into Saturday in terms of where that front is positioned. Once more, the far north of England, the south of Scotland, maybe into central parts of the Highlands at risk of some rain from that feature, whereas further north across the Highlands we're under drier conditions with high pressure nearby, so it could well be a generally fair story across the north and the northwest. Fairly cool conditions over the Scottish mountains, warmer and more humid further south, especially for England and Wales. Here there could be just a few patchy areas of drizzly rain, but some low cloud around at times. The risk though of some localised thundery showers breaking out by the afternoon, but detail very sketchy on that at this stage, and really low confidence in where that forecast goes to into Sunday. So without trying to get too much detail, I'm just going to run the sequence forwards off one of the forecast models to give you a general idea of what's projected at this stage. This is Saturday's situation with that ridge of high pressure up to the north, low pressure to the south, and that frontal zone somewhere over northern England. That risk of localised thunderstorms developing with the darker blue colours appearing across central England and possibly Wales later on Saturday, and it's that area of low pressure toward the south, a very broad feature that then is expected to push northwards and expand heading into Sunday. That could give some heavy and sustained rainfall for some across western regions, maybe pushing further north across Scotland during the day. A lot of uncertainty on the progress of that, but do be prepared for some extensive heavy rainfall to be in Sunday's forecast. Humid air around as well, so a lot of low cloud across the hills and mountains. It does have the potential to be a pretty poor day. Low pressure is expected to be on the scene as we start the new week, with wind flows coming back round from a fresher westerly flow off the Atlantic, but still areas of rain and showers expected to be in the forecast. It does look a generally unsettled story as things go forwards for a few days into next week. Low pressure very much in charge. That's the situation averaged out over 7 days from the 18th to the 25th of September, with the bluey-green colours indicating lower than average pressure, so that unsettled pattern is expected to be around for a while. Further onwards, the low is expected to be towards the west and the northwest, higher pressure around Spain and across France, maybe just starting to build from the south. That could just draw in some warmer air, particularly in more southern regions, toward the later part of the month or the start of October, but still the risk of some weather systems over the Atlantic sweeping in to western and northern parts of the British Isles. An unsettled autumnal pattern is expected then in the next few weeks. Stay up to date with all your very latest local information, of course, on our website. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.